I know in theory you've been working on reviewing about the classic resolution of a dominant seventh chord to its tonic. So, dominant seventh chords, there are two movements that in terms of how they're supposed to resolve. Dominant seventh chords going to their tonic. T has to go to Do. And what's the other one? Fa has to go to Mi. You always have to keep that in mind. Now, if it's minor, it's Fa is going to Me, right? If it's minor. T to Do is a half step up. This is going up a half step. Fa to Mi is going down a half step. You see, that's why you have these two contrasting motions. It's a classic way. Obviously, Fa to Me is how far? That's down a whole step, so that's slightly different. Okay? That's a classic thing. That's the theory of it. But what we want to be able to do is to have it in our hands. So in your files, I think it's under patterns, and I will check that and write in the description a box below this video. I'll make sure I put it in that where you can find this. This is a sheet that we had last semester in 4B. We're reviewing it just to make sure that we can do it in all keys, both major and minor. Okay, both major and minor, which is a little bit different than we did last semester. And those who've had a semester off, I just want to make sure that you know these really well. These are standard patterns. These are going to be, it's kind of like having certain phrases in a foreign language you're going to use all the time. Okay, so this is written in C major. Here's the one chord. To get the 5-7, you feel Fa. Do goes to T. To resolve it, you just go back. Resolving is easy. Getting from here to here is harder for us because once we get to here, we can always go back because it's where we came from. Okay, so that's the easy part. Okay, so let's do that first one, and that is known as, that's the 5-6-5, right? That's the 5-6-5 here. Okay. So let's do, we're going to do it in a harder key. We're going to do it in E major, E major. Here's the E major 5-finger position. I feel Fa, Do goes to T. I have to move forward, so I slide on my 4th finger. So that exercise as written, this is a quarter note equals 80.
2, 3.
Ready, and go.
1, 2.
Feel Fa, where's T?
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
That's not hard. This week we happen to need B flat major. Okay, B flat major. Now, if you start with a bad B flat position, you're going to get bad chords. I want to remind you, it's not an exercise of trying to sound it out and then trying to sound out the chord. It's not about that at all. It's knowing the positions really, really well. Sounding out is the worst way to play these progressions. Yeah, and I understand why you would do that because you've been spend a lot of you spend a long time in your life developing your ear, so you're using your ear as the first training. But that's what we don't want to do, because we want to use other skills to exercise those that we do, so develop our skills evenly. B flat major 5-finger position, I'm only right hand, just to remind you. Really quick reminder, all white key B. You slide forward so your thumb hits Do, Fa goes black. Then the position will be correct. Everything has a place. To get the 5-6-5, you feel Fa. Do goes to T, that's always a half step down. That's down. You don't have to move at all. You don't have to slide at all. So the exercise, do it in B flat with
2,
me.
3.
Got the B flat major 5-finger position?
3. 1.
Can you feel
2,
Do and So
3,
in your left hand?
1, 2, 3.
Ready,
2,
and go.
1.
Feel
2,
Fa, where's T?
1.
Back
2,
home.
3. 1, 2, 3.
Super easy. That's super easy. I know that's super easy. We're going to the next inversion. Our one chord is in first inversion. To get from here, the one chord here to first inversion, the easiest way to think of it is that for me, the easiest way to think of is the second finger, your fifth finger was at G or Sol. Your second finger moves to Sol, which pushes your pinky to Do, and your thumb has to go to where Mi is, okay? So we're doing it in E major. If this is our root position E major chord, so this is So, my second finger goes to So. That's a long ways away, okay? Which pushes up my pinky to Do. And let me do it down here so you can see it, okay? To get the closest 5/7, Do has to go to T. Now you notice that my fourth finger wants, and it has to be fourth finger. My fourth finger wants, it's not necessarily at T. It doesn't want to stay there. It's a little awkward. So I have to make sure I measure it. And then Mi goes to Fa. That's the 5/7, the closest 5/7. We called that lobster claw because it kind of looked like a lobster claw. Actually, some of your colleagues from previous classes called it lobster claw. It's not me, not my fault, okay? So to resolve it, you're going to feel Do, but look, Fa has to go to Mi, which is a long ways away, so you slide forward probably on your second finger. So if we did that with metronome,
1, 2, 3.
left hand still does the same thing. Do,
three,
So, Do.
1, 2, 3.
Ready, and go.
3. 1, 2.
Feel Fa.
1, 2.
Sorry.
3. 1, 2, 3.
See how quickly that is? You're going to have to do in B flat this week. By the way, this is the only video I'm going to make for this, so you're going to have to apply that. Here, when you put your hand, you have to see, is my fourth finger, does it want to sit on Fa? Yeah. So the only thing I have to do is move my Mi to Fa, which happens to be here. Okay, so that is that one. And then, okay, so I'm going to let you practice that yourself. Let's do second inversion. Second inversion. This means that refers to where the tonic chord, the one chord, what position is. We're here to get the second inversion, the next one higher. What I have to do is I have to move my third finger to Do, my thumb to Sol. Third finger goes to Do. That pushes up my pinky up to Mi, and my thumb will find its place. Okay? So here's the second inversion in terms of right hand. Now, where's Do? T will have to be down a half step, but you see my second finger doesn't want to do that, so I really have to think about, I have to make sure, it definitely doesn't want to do it because it's too crowded. Now, Mi is here, where's Fa? Fa is up here. So I'm going to have to, at my short pinky, so I'm going to have to slide forward. And then Do to T, Fa to Mi. No, Mi to Fa. Oh, so stupid, okay? So let's do that slowly. 1, ready, go. 1, feel where T is, move it. 2, 3. And for those of you who play baseball, this shape we said looked like a baseball glove, which it does actually. A baseball glove's like, because remember all the these fingers are all together. And these are kind of separate. It's like baseball glove. That's what your colleagues decided to call it. So in B flat major,
2, 3.
with your left hand,
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, ready, and go.
1,
2, 3.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1.
Now, but we want to do it as a whole chain with 3 beats in between. So let me look here. After we've played this, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, we'll have 1, 2, 3. Then you play this one. So you have 3 beats to get your right hand in a new position. After you play this, 1, 2, 3, you'll have 3 beats, 3 beats of rest to get your right hand in this position. Now, we're trying it at 80. I'm hoping that's going to work. We're going to do it with me, and then in class, what I want you to, in the Zoom class, I want you to tell me too fast or it was fine, okay? Because I want to make sure that we can all be successful at this, okay? Let's do it with me.
2, 3, 1, 2.
This is the root position
3,
one.
1, 2.
Go to the 5, 6, 5.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, ready,
two,
and play.
three.
1, where's fa, where's
3.
mi?
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Move your hand.
2, 3. 1,
Where's
2,
T,
3.
where's fa?
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Move your hand.
1, 2, 3. 1,
Where's
2,
T, where's
3.
fa?
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2.
How'd you do? So give me some input with regard to that. You can do it in class. You could write it in an inbox email. You could write it, you could send an email about it. Oh, that was too fast. I don't think I can do that. So that is at quarter note is equal to 80. Okay. I'm going to stop this video and then I'm going to do a video. The next video is going to be about doing it in the minor.